Hey, what's up fam? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about which bills to pay during this health pandemic. The first thing I would do is I would list all of my bills from the most important to the least important. The next thing I would do is figure out, if I'm a renter, I would want to know what protections are out there that would prevent my landlord from evicting me. The stimulus package gives a 120-day eviction moratorium, but your landlord would have to have a federally backed loan or receiving federal assistance or subsidies for their property. That's the only way you would qualify for that 120-day eviction moratorium. Now, if your landlord owns the property free and clear that you're renting, or they have a private mortgage on it, or they have a portfolio loan from a bank, then the 120-day eviction moratorium would not apply to them. At that point, what I would do is I would go search at the state level and at the local level where I live to see if there are any eviction moratoriums out there. For example, I know in the state of New York, there is I believe it's a 90-day eviction moratorium that the state of New York passed. Also in California, they did the same thing. Your state or local authority has probably did the same thing. So that's the thing you want to do as a renter. You want to figure out what eviction moratoriums are out there and that you can participate in. The next thing I would do, if I am a homeowner, I would also look to see what mortgage moratoriums are out there. Now, the stimulus package provides for up to 6 months mortgage moratorium. In order to get the 6 months mortgage moratorium, you would need to have a federally backed mortgage, like a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac mortgage. If your mortgage is through a private lender or through a portfolio loan through a bank, then you would need to contact that private lender or the bank in order to find out if there are any options for you as it relates to a mortgage moratorium. And all that moratorium means is a delay in having to pay your mortgage for a certain period of time. So that's the two things I would do as a renter and as a homeowner who has a mortgage. The next thing I would do is I would contact my utility companies. There are a lot of utility companies out there that are reducing or deferring your utility bills for a period of time. Now, each utility company will have their own separate things that they're doing to help with this health crisis that we're currently in. I would ask you, like I have done, go check on your utilities website. Normally they have posted what type of programs they're willing to do for people who are in a situation where they've lost their jobs and they don't have any income coming in, or they have very little income. So go check your utilities company's websites for that information. If you have federal student loans, there is a 6-month forbearance agreement for federal student loans. And what that means is through September 30th, 2020, federal student loans have been put on hold. You don't have to make a payment, plus they are not going to accrue any interest on your student loan up through September 30th, 2020. And that's awesome. Again, I would say go do your research, make sure that applies to you, I'm not sure what's out there for private student loans, but it's easy to find out. If you have a private student loan, you just simply have to figure out who that private student loan is with and then go to their website to see if they're offering any type of relief due to the health crises. Credit card companies. There are credit card companies out there that are offering reduced interest rates and reduced minimum payments due. So again, each credit card company will have its own set of programs as it relates to the health crises. I would ask you to go to your credit card company's website or pick up the phone and give them a call and find out what type of relief programs they're offering due to this health pandemic that we currently find ourselves in. The main thing that I would want to make sure you guys understand is you got to take care of your essentials first. I'm not telling you not to pay your bills. What I'm telling you to do is, or advising you to do is take a look at the bills that you currently have. And then what I would do is I would start picking up the phone or going to websites to find out if that particular provider or the company who you owe the bill to, I would go to their website and see if they got programs out there for relief. That's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is I would make sure I take care of my essentials, which is food and medicine. Those are the things that you got to make sure you have enough cash available to be able to get access to. I think these are trying times that we are in. I think companies are participating and trying to do what they can in order to give relief. What I will tell you is if you sit back and do nothing and you don't contact anybody, you don't find out what programs are out there, then I think you're doing yourself a disservice. For me personally, I'm making sure I know exactly what programs are out there, what my creditors or the people that I owe bills to, what they have available. I would tell you, stay on top of that thing and make sure you understand what's going on, especially if you're a renter and especially if you're a homeowner who has a mortgage. You definitely want to find out what's going on with the eviction moratorium, and you also want to find out about mortgage payment moratorium. Those are the two big ones. I would certainly stay on top of those and figure out what is out there and available. Also, a couple of things you can do if you're at home and you're out of work or you're looking to create some additional income. There are options out there for you. Keep in mind, a lot of these delivery service companies like DoorDash and folks like that, they are hiring people who have dependable transportation because they've had an increase in their volume due to more people staying home and not being able to get out and go to the grocery store or go get dinner and things like that. So I would say check with any of those type of delivery service type companies. I believe a lot of them are hiring because, like I said, they've had an increase in demand for their service. Also consider online surveys. There are a lot of companies out there that are still doing a lot of research and development, and they're looking for people who have the time to be able to do surveys and take surveys. And it's not a lot of money, but in my opinion, every penny helps. So maybe you go online and Google online surveys, and you can find companies out there that will pay you for these surveys. Also, another thing I would recommend for additional income is think about the eBay store. I talked about that many times before on other videos, but that's a good opportunity. It's free to set it up, and you can start with the things that you already have that you no longer use. Put them up for sale and see if you can create some additional money through your eBay store. Well, all right, guys, I just wanted to touch base on what bills to pay during this health pandemic. I hope the video helped. Stay on top of this. Knowledge, when applied, is power. So make sure you educate yourself on what's going on and what's available. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing. share the video, and smash that like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness and always believe in yourself. We'll get through this together, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.